Today we've got kind of a peculiar video. First of all, as you can see, I've covered up the background because I wanted this to be the background, but I kept forgetting to put it up, so we're just leaving that as it is. I did say that this week would be a Cirque du Soleil video, however, I did not expect this. Before we get started, I want to do a little haul of stuff that I bought and explain why I bought it. First of all, I've had these for a little bit, but I bought a bulk pack of these little fake butterflies, and I'm going to sew them or glue them onto some tights that I bought. This is going to be interesting to do, but that's for later. And then I got some yellow fabric, and to go with that, I got yellow embroidery thread. I got a lot because this was literally the cheapest embroidery thread I've ever seen in my life. I got some new needles for my sewing machine because I'm almost out. And also, I got a gigantic 1-pound bag of beads. Now, I'll explain what these are for later when we actually start on that dress, because that's a whole other dress. But right now, I need to focus on this, which is going to be my Halloween costume. If you remember, back in April, I attempted to go to the UK, but I got stuck in Florida for like 2 days. While I was in Florida, I went to Drawn to Life. I've seen that 3 times now, but in October, it will be my 4th and possibly 5th, maybe even 6th, we'll see. I'm very fortunate in the sense that I've gotten to go so many times, and it's just the show that's closest to me. Speaking of which, I think either at the end of this video or next video or something, I'm going to OVO, and I'm going to dress up as a bug. Also the orange dress for Lucia, that's what the butterflies are for. But for Drawn to Life, I was thinking of, so we're going to Disney for the Halloween party, and I want to dress as Miss Hesitation. I don't know if I'm going to dress as her to Drawn to Life, but I think I want to maybe at least wear the dress to Drawn to Life. So we're going to make that dress. But first we need to find some reference photos for this, because I'm being a bit more particular about how I want this stuff to look. Oh, that is see-through. Oh, that does not smell good. When I bought this, it said it was 11 feet. I think I read that wrong, because this is not 11 feet. That's not even going to cover for the top. Okay, I'm going to have to improvise. I think I have some stuff that is going to work. I need to dig around a bit, but we're still going to use this. First things first, I need to sketch stuff up. Also, in my head, I was going to use this for something else, but I think I'm going to use this. If you remember from the Miku wig videos, this was going to be used for the wig, but not anymore. Also, I have a green wig, which I might use for something for this cosplay. I don't know. That just brought up another idea. Does it count as cosplay if it's for Halloween? Is this a cosplay, or is it just my Halloween costume? I've got a couple white t-shirts I think I'm going to use. I'm not going to iron it because it looks like crinkled paper. I'm going to start with this as the base and try to find more and go from there. I also have like pieces of white cotton here and there. I think we're just going to play like jigsaw with whatever I have, because honestly it doesn't need to look good. I'm trying to sketch something up. Okay, so I covered this in this white jersey material. I think the next step is going to be making a bunch of spikes out of this stuff. I know the lighting is horrible right now, you can't see anything, but I'm going to make a bunch of spikes out of this. But first, I want to get the tights for my Lucia dress out of the way, because I like jumping in between projects. So first things first, we gotta separate the butterflies into 2 separate piles. Okay, so that didn't work. The tights ripped when I tried to take them off of my little contraption with the glue. So I have to try again. Honestly, I might just glue the butterflies to my legs because I can. And I'm going to glue them to my face. It's like makeup glue. It's spirit gum, so it's not like I'm super gluing them to my legs or anything. I think think I might just have to do that. So in that case, I might glue some plastic to the bottom here to make that easier, because I do have plastic I can do that with. But it's 3 a.m. I know how I talk about how awful my sleep schedule is, but actually lately I've been doing pretty good. And to keep that streak going, I'm gonna attempt to sleep and work on this some more tomorrow. I might be doing my yellow dress that I showed you earlier. I just want to make the beads for it. I'm gonna try to go get some shut-eye now. Good night. Hello, I'm sick, so I've had to take a little break, but I got some fabric and I am gonna cover a t-shirt with said fabric and like crinkle it and stuff to make it look like paper. But also I have these shoes from an old attempted Moon Knight cosplay. I'm just gonna tear the fabric off and paint it, I think, so I can use it for this, because I like reusing stuff, and I'm probably not gonna do a Moon Knight cosplay, at least not until I get better with foam. So okay, so I don't remember what the last thing I recorded was, because I've been asleep all day trying to sleep this off, but I got this t-shirt, and I think I'm gonna use this as like the lining for the dress, and I got the fabric and I wrinkled it, and eventually we're gonna paint over that. Like, we're gonna highlight the wrinkles with paint. Yeah, I think I'm either gonna cut this up or like trace it with the fabric or something. I don't know. We're gonna do something. I think actually I'm gonna cut this up and then like sew layers on or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Editing Quinn here. I forgot to mention this, but I cut the dress shape out of the t-shirt that I was wearing and I sewed it together to make the dress. Okay, so I cut the whole thing out and I sewed some cotton batting to the top because I'm gonna sew some more wrinkles into the fabric later, and it'll just look better if I add this. I'm also going to shorten this a bit, I shortened the skirt a bit later. I closed up the top and I did the sleeves here. Now I just have to sew along this side to make it an actual dress before I shorten it. Also, yes, this is going to be awful to wear in Florida heat. I think I'm going to wear something under it so I can take it off whenever I need to. I did get a backpack big enough to put this in, I think, so that won't be an issue. And I'm glad that I chose to do cotton over a hoop skirt, because imagine wearing a hoop skirt and having to take all that off and you're just walking around in a hoop skirt all day. That would kind of suck, so we're doing this. So this is what we got. It does look like a burlap sack dress, but it'll be better. I'm gonna make the bottom a bit poofier, I guess, and I'll make the wrinkles look better, and I think the collar is really gonna help. So I'm gonna wear just something under this so I have the ability to take it off, because it's going to be hot. I'm gonna work on wrinkling the crap out of this. Hopefully when I'm done it'll look like paper, and then I'm gonna do some dry brushing to like highlight it a bit. Kind of feel like this was a bad color choice because it's like off-white and the rest of it is like white. Alright, before I get started working on this some more though, I have some other projects I need to work on real quick. I'm gonna go do that. Okay, so I did some darting, puckering, I don't know what you want to call it. I think that looks good for what I want. It kind of feels like a muscle suit all of a sudden, because it's almost skin color. It's looking like quilted, which is what I wanted. This thing is going to be so hot in Florida, but it looks cute so far. Now we just have to do this a bunch more time. I might make some kind of like contraption to put in the bottom to like fluff it more so it looks more like the top here. And then I'm gonna contour the lines with paint, like I said earlier. More sewing. I don't know how long I'm gonna do this because I have work tomorrow and I have stuff I need to do, but I think I'll just finish this top half and then go take a break for however long. Let's get a little bit more progress done. Okay, so I'm about to go to bed, but here's our progress so far compared to the regular. So I think a mix of like actual wrinkles plus the little darts that I'm doing make it look pretty nice. So I'm gonna take a little break. We'll be back later to finish the rest. Hey, look at me being responsible with my sleep schedule for once. Okay, so I've been working on Miss Hesitation a bit more today. It's the day after OVO, and I think she is looking quite fantastic. So let's go back in and I will show you what I've finished, because I forgot to record some. This is the completed dress. It is just covered in wrinkles. I'm going to paint over the lines so you can see them better. I'm just gonna like dry brush or something. And then for the collar, it is huge. I'm gonna sew it down, but I did the same thing. You can't even see. Maybe you can see there. But yeah, I'm gonna sew the collar down to this. It is big. I'm gonna try to sew the corners down a bit too, and then the back will poke up nicely. I might, if it's too big, sew it together like that because there's a lot of extra room there. I'm gonna have to hand sew this. Okay, so I just finished painting the dress and the collar. I think I'm going to go take a little break for a while and either go to sleep, and if I don't, I'm gonna work on the shoes and the ears. I'm going to grab some fabric, wrinkle it and paint it and sew it like this, slap it on a headband and shoes, and then I'll have Mickey ears and some matching shoes. And then we'll be done, I think. Oh, besides the bag. I keep forgetting about the bag. I need to figure that out. Hello? I just woke up. Hello? Hello. The paint is dry, and we're gonna go sew the collar onto the dress now. It's hand sewing. You know how much I like hand sewing. So, I sewed the collar on. I'm not so sure how I feel about it now. From this angle, it kind of looks like a life vest. I'm gonna tack down the back, and maybe that'll help. Kind of looks how I want it to. I don't know. Maybe I'll add like gray paint for contour or something. I feel like I didn't wrinkle this as much as I should have. I don't know how to fix it. It's comfy. It's like a pillow. We'll see how this goes. Okay, so I finished the collar. I rounded out the corners a little bit, so that's why it looks a little messy. I sewed it onto the dress, and I think it looks pretty good. So now I'm getting started on the shoes. I had to repaint them white, so I gotta wait for that to dry, which will take about an hour. So I'm also gonna start on the ears. I decided I'm gonna do Mickey ears instead of a wig because, like, I don't want to be actually mistaken for Miss Hesitation in the parks. And also I think it'd be more comfortable and more manageable. So, I painted this headband white. Once that's dry, I'm gonna put pink over that. And then I'm gonna take some more fabric, make it all wrinkly like the dress, and then I'm gonna cover that over some foam and like make it look like Mickey ears and glue it on. I'm almost done, I think, which will, again, is nice to have this done insanely far in advance, just like my Lucia dress, because it's literally like 2 months until Lucia and I don't have to worry about crunching to get it done like I usually do. I'm gonna get started on these Mickey ears, I think. Okay, so I cut out some EVA foam. I made fabric covers for the ears, and then I painted along the edges of the seams. Now we just gotta wait for that to dry. Okay, so I glued fabric onto the shoes and then painted it to look a bit more like the dress. And then I decided for the eraser, I'm gonna make it out of this pink stuff I tried to use for my Glinda cosplay. Also gonna glue this pink onto the other side of the shoes because I ran out of the paper fabric, so. I'm also going to glue this onto the base of the headband because, yeah. Alrighty, so I finished gluing the headband together. I finished the shoes. I decided to add the pink glittery sparkly on the other side of the papery side. And then obviously this is done. So I guess it's time for the final reveal. In the middle of putting this on, I realized I forgot about the bag, but I'm going to do that later because I don't have any materials for that. So here is the reveal of what I have so far. Right, so this did take quite a while, but not too long, I think. It's not perfect, obviously, but I think it gets the job done. I mean, this is literally just gonna be a Halloween costume. I might even add a cincher to it. I don't want it to be like unrecognizable though, and I think that might do that. The ears are cute, but I also don't know if they're giving what I want them to give. So maybe I'll just get like a wig instead. I don't know. Obviously also I need to make the eraser bag. I don't have the materials for that, so that's why I haven't done it yet. I love the shoes. These were kind of like a last minute decision, but I really like them. So I think I'm gonna leave this here for now. I'll update you when I finish the bag. I really enjoyed making this, and I cannot wait to make more Cirque outfits because I have the stuff to make them. So I can't wait to see what we have next week. See ya!
Stand tall, never gonna fall. Determination in our eyes, we'll rise above it all. Stand tall with the challenge we face. We stand proud and chase.